welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Yancy and this is my garden. Oh my gosh, guess what? Today we're doing a garden tour. Yes. We haven't done one the entire summer, so I wanted to just give you guys a look at what the garden looked like right now. Today is August 15th and it is going towards the end of garden season, but guess what? It's harvest season. So this is the best time to give you guys a tour, just to give you guys a look at all of the things that we have grown in the garden, all of the things that we started in the beginning of spring. The garden is flourishing. I mean, everything is growing. There's an abundance in harvest that I have to show you guys later. But I just wanted to come and give you guys like a garden tour, plus like updates on all of the plants that we started together in the beginning of the year. Okay? So if you're ready, I need you to type, come along in the comments, okay? Come along, y'all. Why I wanted you to do what you're doing. Guys, so I'm trying to figure out how to give you guys this grand tour. So there's 4 sections to my garden. I have my actual garden, which is back there, you know, down a hill in my backyard where I have majority of my plants. But then I also have a ton of plants that's on my fence. I have a chain link fence that I have a lot of things growing on, and then I also have things that's closer to my house near the balcony area, and then I have some things that is near the sitting area of my backyard. So there's like 4 portions to my garden, and I think I'm gonna get you guys started inside of the actual garden, and then when I get out of the garden I will show you guys all the extra things that's along the fence and closer to my house, because those are things that I was just looking for space, and I created like, you know, little space here and there and just try to maximize the space in my garden. So come along, this is gonna be extremely exciting because I haven't given you guys like a full tour. So this is going to be literally a full tour today, okay? So I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready because it's about to be lit. Alrighty, y'all. Well, a lot of you may know this is the entrance to my garden. I have 2 entrances, one right here that has grapes on it, and then I have another entrance right here that has a bunch of tomatoes. The trellises that I have for my grapes and for the tomatoes in the entrance of my garden, they're cattle panels that I got from Tractor Supply, and I just created like this beautiful arch with the I believe it's the 16 by 50 cattle panel, and my husband helped me create like this beautiful little arch to grow my grapes on it. So it's like a grape arbor, and then I have my little arbor for my tomato. I have my grape arbor right here in the entrance of my garden, and then I have some peppers that's growing here, and then I have my herb garden right here in the middle, and then of course by the other entrance I have tomatoes, more herbs growing with the tomatoes in here. So now we are about to enter the garden, but before we go, let me show you guys the beautiful grapes that we have at the entrance. Now, a lot of you guys ask me how big is my garden that's back here. I have no idea, y'all. I did not measure it, so I'm so sorry. It is a small garden. I know it may seem like it's big because of how I maximize the space. I'm just good at maximizing the space, okay? And as we go along, I'll tell you all of the things that I did to increase the real estate of things that I grow in a small, you know, backyard or in a small space for my garden. Alrighty, y'all, so on this grape arbor, I have one grape plant that is in the ground over there, and this is Concord grapes. So the Concord grapes are the purple one. They're the ones that Welch's use, I believe, to make their delicious grape juice. That's one of my favorite grape juice, and I love that grapes. This grape is so sweet, y'all. Oh my goodness, I love this grape. And it just so happened that the grapes, it is time for them to be harvested, because as you can see, a lot of them, they're purple now. Y'all, it is so hot, so I'm gonna be sweating a lot in this video, so just bear with me because it's really, really hot as I'm doing this. The Concord grapes, they're super, super sweet. I know a lot of you guys been asking me about this grape plant. I actually purchased the plant when it was about 2 years old. I did not start it from seed. I purchased it when it was 2 years old, and then that year I actually got some grapes from it, but it wasn't a lot. It was like a handful of grapes that I got from the plant. But then the following year, I got like so much more. And then this is like the second year of me owning this grape plant, and as y'all can see, it has multiplied. If y'all watch my shorts and things like that, this grape has multiplied everywhere. When I tell you, I am begging people to come and harvest these grapes. I am begging all of my family to come and get them. Okay, so I have them in this little bag right here because, you know, our beautiful backyard friends like the birds and things like that, they had a good old time. The first year when I planted these, they ate almost all of my grapes. So this year what I decided to do was to put these organza bags on them, which is going to, you know, it just helped protect it from the birds eating them. But then I also left a ton of grapes. As you will see, like I still have a ton out here that I did not put in the bag, and I left those for the birds. And to be honest with you guys, they are so tired of these grapes. It's just so much, and I think they're tired of eating them. They've left them alone, which is so crazy. I think they've had quite enough. And y'all, look all on the ground. You'll see like a ton of grapes all on the ground that has fallen. They have fallen off of their grapevines because it's time to take them off. So I'm actually going to be harvesting these grapes soon. I already had family members, friends, and things like that come to harvest. I've already done a lot of harvest as well. So when I tell y'all, I've been looking for what can I do with grapes, because it is grape galore. And then every year these grapes will become more. So I don't do anything special. I just allow it to stay here. I don't even trim them. I don't do any of that. But this year I might have to trim some of them back because it's just too many. But on this side of my Grape Arbor, I have white grapes, and they're really delicious. And these ones, they're still young of a plant. I got them when they're probably like 1 year old, so they didn't produce a lot this year, but they did produce some grapes, and they were delicious. Okay, so I have 2 of the white grape plants down here in the ground, and then I have 1 of the Concord grape plant in there. And y'all, it is grape galore up in here. Okay. But all right, y'all, let's get into the garden. So this is the garden, y'all. This is where all the magic happens. Okay, but starting from here, let's start from this side of the garden. So over here, this is where I have my Bitterleaf plants. As you guys can see, these are the Bitterleaf. And I do have Bitterleaf growing on the other side of the garden that I'll show you guys. Last year I grew some of my Bitterleaf plant in the same area, but then I also grew some in like grow bags. They didn't do great in the grow bags because the grow bag, you know, they dry out pretty quickly, and so therefore it was always needing water, and it didn't do as good as the ones that grew in the ground. So this year I decided to grow all of them in the ground. So that's what we have here is Bitterleaf, and they're still growing. As you can see, some of the plants that you'll see today, actually all the plants, they need water, even though I watered it yesterday, but it's been extremely hot. And I do have some mulch on top of it to help with the moisture, but some of them, they're looking sad. Like the Bitterleaf, they look a little bit sad. They need some water. So I will be doing some watering very soon. Actually, I'll be watering tonight because that's the best time to water your plants. In the night, not in the night, but you know, when the sun goes down or before the sun comes up, that's the best time to water your plants because it absorbs all of the moisture. Alrighty, so we have the Bitterleaf there, and then over here we have a blueberry plant. And what I've learned about blueberry plants is you need 2 of them so they can pollinate each other, or so it can increase its yield. So my plan is at the end of this season, I'm gonna go and buy another blueberry plant because you got to get it for the low, okay? Get it at the end of the season when they're trying to get rid of it. So I'm gonna get another blueberry plant and put it right here. Now I harvested some blueberry off of this plant last year, which was not a lot, but this year blueberries definitely came, but those birds ate them before they could even turn purple, okay, or blue. The birds ate them all. I don't even know if they didn't even give me a chance to notice if blueberry grew on these plants. So my plan next year is I'm gonna get another blueberry plant and put it right here, and then I am going to cover the blueberry plant, you know, something similar to like a mesh cloth like what I have on the grapes. So as you can see, I already harvested a lot of them, you know, off of the grapes or whatever, but like these cloths, they come in really handy. And you know, the grapes, they're doing very well, but I'm really shocked that stuff like this is still here, but the birds ate so much of it, so I don't even blame them. They're tired. But that's the plan for next year. I'm gonna put another blueberry plant here and then still leave a little bit of space to put my Bitterleaf or find somewhere else. And then over here on this side of the garden, I have a ton of peppers. So if you guys are new here, your girl grew over 500 pepper plants this year. I sold some, I gave some away. I had a garden workshop, which I still plan to drop that video for you guys. And then I had tons left over, and I'll even show you more. Still have more left over that I need to put in a compost because I just overdid it. Don't be like me where you start the seeds of a bunch of stuff and you know you don't have the space for it. I do it every year, and I think this year was the worst, but it is what it is. I am the pepper queen this year, okay? Pepper queen. But also my plan is I'm growing like a ton of hot peppers, and my plan is to create my own Liberian hot sauce for you guys, and I'll offer it to you guys next year on my Etsy store. So that's the plan with all the peppers that I'm growing this year, all the hot peppers that I'm growing. So that's what we have here. But back here we have some bell peppers. As you can see, some of them, you know, they're growing. But these peppers that I have back here, these are peppers that I planted last minute because I just had extra left and I did not want to throw all of them into the compost. So I went and got more grow bags and threw them in there. That's why you don't see that a lot of them have produced a lot, but here they are. They're still coming. And then over here, oh my gosh, y'all, I don't know if y'all remember this year, if you guys was watching my videos, I had to start my habaneros like multiple times because the habaneros, just the seed wasn't germinating and it just wasn't starting at all. So I started habanero seeds 3 times, and on the 3rd time was a charm. And y'all know I started my peppers in February. So those habaneros, I didn't start those peppers. The one that actually germinated didn't germinate till like May. So they're a little bit behind, but they're still producing, y'all. Look at them right here. They're still producing. They're still doing their thing. And then the habaneros, I have like 2 different types of habanero, even though all the seeds was in the same packet. So I don't understand. Can y'all let me know in the comments if y'all have the same issue? Did y'all plant habaneros and it's like 2 different types of habaneros? I've never seen anything like it, but this one right here is like a very uniquely shaped habanero. It's so freaking cute, and I'm gonna leave it on here until they turn colors before I pick them. But everything here are habaneros, and they're all doing their thing, y'all. They're all doing their thing. So all of this here are habaneros, all habaneros. And then y'all, isn't it crazy? So I have like a log right here from this tree that it fell in my garden. Like a huge branch fell in my garden last year, and so we chopped it up and we left some of the logs in here, and it has a hole in the middle. And I don't know how this tomato plant started growing in there, but I just left it alone but I didn't put it there. But somebody said they think an animal or bird or something, you know, threw the seed in there. But isn't that crazy how, you know, things just start growing wherever it feel like it? And I'm not complaining because that's extra tomatoes for me. But yes, y'all, more habaneros in here. More habaneros in here. So habaneros in the front, and then in the back I have like the extra bell pepper, and then I have the tomato plant right there. All right, Alrighty, y'all, so as we pan towards this way, I have a champagne raspberry, pink raspberry plant right here. This is one raspberry plant and I actually have it in the ground. And y'all, this thing has been trying to pop up everywhere. It has been trying to pop up everywhere. I've had this in here probably for about 2 years now, and it is doing extremely well. As you guys can see, the raspberries, they are so delicious, y'all. My plan is to actually cut it down at the end of this summer, and so that it could regrow for next year, because this is too much. This is too much, especially for like a small garden like mine. I don't need like a huge plant like this. But one of the things that I do regret is definitely growing it in the ground, because now it's like starting to spread in different areas. Like this is a plant right here. As you guys can see, that's a separate plant right there, but the main plant is in the middle of this. And then that came from it, and then some came from it right here as well. But I guess it wants to be in abundance like everything else, but we don't need all that, okay? So if you want some raspberry plants, let me know. I'll send it to you. Alrighty, y'all, now it is time to show you guys the baddie of the garden, and y'all already know who the baddie of the garden is. It is my beautiful Vego Garden raised bed that I have my cantaloupes in. And this bed right here is pretty much, it's not the center of the garden, but we're going to call it a center of the garden for now, because this is the baddie of the garden. Now it don't look as great right now because it needs some watering and all of the things, but in this garden bed I have my cantaloupes in here, and then I just have like a bunch of flowers grown around the cantaloupe bed. And then I thought this was like a herb. I don't know why I thought that, but it's actually a Bitterleaf Arbor that I started the seeds from this year. I just started so many seeds that I don't even know what in the world that I was putting in places, but this is definitely a very random plant to be in here, because I did not plan for this to be in here. I'll show you the bed where I actually have the rest of them, but I happen to plant 2 of them in this bed, and I'm just gonna leave it there because it's not causing any issues. So I have, you know, just a bunch of plants. I have like marigolds, I have dill, so the plan was to have like a bunch of herbs and flowers surrounding this bed to help keep the animals away, so that they don't disturb my beautiful baddie of the garden, okay? Y'all, I have so many cantaloupes in this bed that should be ready in like the next week. Like, oh my gosh, look at how big they are. They are so big. I already harvested one, I believe, with you guys on short. So if you haven't seen it, go watch that short. It will show you the harvest that I did. And if you guys are wondering what are these beautiful bras they're sitting in, that's the little sling that I created with you guys on my last video, showing you guys how to support your melons so that they don't fall once it's ready. And it definitely will fall if you're growing your cantaloupes vertically like me. If you guys saw the last short, I'll show you guys how they do fall, because one of them fell inside of the little hammock that I created when it was ready, and that hammock is right here. And now I need to put this in a hammock because this was a small cantaloupe, and then boom, overnight it just turned really alrighty, y'all. So let me show you guys more cantaloupes on this beautiful bed that's almost ready. Y'all, look at how big this is. This is huge. And I was looking and I'm like, oh my gosh, here's another one, and this one looked like is ready. So I am actually going to harvest this one today in my next harvesting video that I'm gonna shoot for you guys. But yeah, I just have some sunflowers, I have some just different flowers and herbs and things like that to surround the bed so that it can keep the animals away. And putting them in these little slings also help because it deters the animals away. You know, it discourages them from wanting to come see all the happenings inside your melon bed. And y'all know we got some evil squirrels around these parts that would love to take a bite. So I try to do my best with hiding where my melons are. And I think one of the best ways to keep animals away from your veggies or just your garden period, grow a ton of herbs and flowers. They hate the smell, they're gonna stay away. But alrighty, y'all, so that's what we have on this side. right, y'all, so y'all see what we have on this side. Y'all see what we have over there, which is the raspberry, and then our baddie of the garden right here with our cantaloupes. We got garden eggs, flowers, herbs, all of the good things. And then over here on this side, I have a ton of exotic peppers. So these are peppers that I've never grown before. They are peppers from different countries, and there's like, I believe, 8 different country type of peppers that's here. I believe I got this from a fellow gardener that we're in the same Facebook group, and she was looking for bell peppers, which I grew hundreds of them, and she only grows hot peppers, so we traded. So that's a great way for you to also grow exotic things that you would have never grown before, but that you also want to eat. So remember, always grow things that you want to eat. Don't just grow things because they're pretty, because it's a waste of time. Grow things you want to eat. So I have a ton of peppers. So starting from here, these are the big Thai peppers. These are called the big Thai peppers, but there's also another Thai peppers that I'm growing, which they're actually big. These look more like cayenne peppers, and y'all, it's like a ton of them. It starts off green and then it turns red, and I'm definitely gonna make some cayenne pepper flakes with these, so I'm super excited for these. It is a ton of them. And then right next to it, as you will see, you guys, I grow like a lot of my food in grow bags. That's one of the main ways that I maximize space in my garden, is by growing food in containers or grow bags. It's easy to move around, and I don't have to worry about where I place them because they could fit in every little corner. But over here I have some lemon drop peppers. They start as green and then they turn yellow. So beautiful, and they're so delicious. And I have hundreds of these little lemon drop peppers, y'all. And then right next to it, I have the Hungarian paprika, and I'm super excited because I'm definitely gonna make some paprika with this. I'm gonna make smoked paprika and regular paprika. So they start off looking like this, and then they turn red. So I absolutely cannot wait to make some paprikas with this. And all of this needs to be harvested, y'all. As you can see, all the red ones, they need to come down so more could be produced. And then over here, I have the Buena Mulata. I'm not sure what country that's from. It starts off purple, these beautiful purple peppers, y'all, and then it turns orange, like a dark orangey red. It's so beautiful, y'all. Look at it. Look at how beautiful that is. It is so pretty. So pretty, and they are so delicious. And mind you, all the peppers that I'm showing you, they're pretty hot. But the purple ones, the Buena Mulatas, they get extremely hot when they're red. And then also the big Thai that I showed you guys, and the lemon drops, oh my god, it's so spicy. And then over here I have some shishito. Now the shishito, they're not that spicy. I don't know if I would call them spicy at all, because I eat a lot of spicy food. I'm African, y'all. I love spice. I like my tongue burning when I'm eating, and the shishito doesn't burn my tongue. It might burn someone's tongue, but it's not burning mine. So I don't know if I want to classify it as a hot pepper, you know, but maybe it has like a little kick to it, and that's why it's considered spicy pepper. And then over here I have the poblano peppers. Now I don't know how I'm gonna cook these, but we shall see. We shall see. That's what we have right here in this bag. And then over here in this bag we have Luchauer paprika. Is that German? So this is the Luchauer paprika, and oh, they're so pretty, y'all. They are so beautiful. It's time for them to be harvested though. They're getting so heavy and they're already red, so it's time for them to get out of here. And then in this bag right here, this is a peppercini, and y'all, this pepper is so cute. It actually like grows upward. I already harvested a ton of them the last time we harvested, but here's another big one. I'm wondering if I should let it turn red, but here it is. And then over here in this bag I have some strawberries. You guys are going to see that I have strawberries growing everywhere in this garden in different areas, and it's quite ridiculous because these are ever bearing strawberries, and if you allow them, your entire garden will be filled with strawberries. I did a garden workshop, a garden and play workshop for the kids, where I dug up a bunch of strawberries from here and took it for them to learn how to grow their own food and taught them how to grow strawberries. But this is strawberries in here. All the strawberries that you guys see down there on the ground came from here, came from all of this going down there, just spreading everywhere. So So I need to do another workshop so that people can come and collect these strawberries. Like, you get a strawberry, you get a strawberry, you get a strawberry. Oh man. Alrighty, y'all, so now I'm about to take you guys back here, y'all. So this is okra. This is my okra plant. I actually started these seeds maybe like a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago now actually, and all it's growing are leaves. Like, I haven't seen one okra, which is really shocking because last year I had really small okra plants and they had a ton of okra on there. And I am growing them in my grow bag, which is where, you know, I normally grow my okra. I tried growing it in another bed I showed you guys, and it was never successful because the animals always came and pulled it up and ate it. But since it's been in a grow bag, they don't bother it at all. I guess they hate having to climb up and things like that, which is why I do love growing my food in grow bags too. It helps keep the animals away. But yeah, y'all, it's just growing like beautiful leaves. They look healthy, but I haven't seen one okra plant. And then now I'm seeing this right here, and this looked like an okra flower. So that's like the first okra flower I've seen all season. So y'all let me know in the comments what's going on. Where's my okra? Like, who's keeping them? Is it just enjoying like covering my other plants? It's crazy. So y'all let me know in the comments, have y'all been having okra issues? Because I should have a ton of okra by now, and I love okra. So like I said, I grow food that I eat, that my family eat, and I am producing food to last me a year. And from the looks of it, if okra ever grow on these plants, it's definitely not even gonna last a month or two. I guess I have okra leaves. But that's how I'm growing them. And then those little planks they're sitting on, I got them for free from like these warehouses that get shipments and things like that. And they get the shipments on, you know, those type of planks, and they always give it out for free. So if you guys are looking for like some design idea, I love making sure that my grow bags are off the ground. For the most part, it helps with the longevity of it, but I do have a ton of grow bags that's also on the ground too. But I just like that it's elevated or whatever, and it keeps the bad boys away. Okay, because we don't like them. But all right, y'all, so now that we're back here, by the way, you know, this is where I have the raspberry plant and then the okra, and then smack in the middle, this is one of the main tomato bed. So this bed right here, this is the first bed I ever started with when I started my gardening about 3 years ago. I just came to the backyard and started digging up grass because I thought that was the way to do it, and I got so tired and exhausted. I did not realize how hard it was to actually dig up grass. And so I started digging up grass, and I got so tired, and I was like, you know what, next year we'll try again next year. And then the following year I realized, oh, you could do this a much easier way. But anyway, so this is the very first plot, and it is an 8x8 plot that I dug up, and those planks that I got from Home Depot is 8x8, and then I have these bricks that it is connected to. So this is an 8x8 bed, and then I have it cut in half. So this right here is a 8x4, and then this right here is an 8x4, and I'm going to show you guys what I have in here. But then I have like some bricks, you know, going in the middle, that's just separating the two to create like two beds that I'm able to use. So talking about maximizing your space and then growing things vertically, right? So I have my tomatoes in here, they're all growing vertically. Me and my husband, we created this little trellis thingamajiggy to help keep it growing up. And yeah, it has 2 entrances. We put this on top so that as they grow, they can fall on top of it. By the way, y'all, I am growing indeterminate tomatoes, which are tomatoes that will not stop growing until the season's over, until it starts getting cold. So they're going to continue to grow. So we wanted something to create like an arbor, like a tomato arbor for it. So we have this right here, which is just regular fencing that you could use like animal fencing or whatever. This is like really cheap fencing that we have over here. Y'all can go to Facebook Marketplace and see if somebody's getting rid of them or selling them for cheap. So that's what we have here. And as you can see, these tomatoes have gone out of control, and I need to train them back onto the trellis. Like you see here, they're just falling everywhere. You know, the tomatoes are just falling everywhere. I have to harvest a ton of them. But yeah, this is my little tomato forest or whatever. And as you can see, I have my okra back there. All Alrighty, y'all, so in this 8x8 bed, on the other side of the 8x8 bed, I have a ton of bell peppers in here, y'all. A ton of bell peppers. Look at these beautiful, beautiful mini bell peppers. Y'all, these mini bell peppers are so delicious. They're one of my favorite things to grow. My sister-in-law was actually growing it at her house, and when I went to visit her, I took one and I kept the seeds for this year, and that was last year. So I took one, kept the seeds, and I started them from seed this year, and they are doing extremely well. They're so delicious, y'all. They're great in salads, and I love bell peppers, by the way. So y'all see that I'm growing a ton of bell peppers and a ton of hot peppers because we eat them in my family. We create different stews and things like that with them. So I'm growing a ton of peppers, y'all, like a ton. I'm not even exaggerating. But oh my gosh, y'all, look at these bell peppers. Look at how big they are. They are so big, y'all. So big. Look at this beauty right here. Oh my gosh, y'all. When I tell you guys, I am so excited about this. Look at these. Look at this baby right here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. So what I'm so excited about with my peppers this year, I am actually getting a ton of peppers right now. Last year I didn't start getting like a lot of peppers till like September, like end of September, October. That's when the peppers really wanted to start coming. That's because I started my peppers in April. I started the seeds in April, and this year I started them in February. So I actually started getting harvest of my peppers since June. So I am so excited, and that's one advice I could give y'all is start your peppers early. They take forever to grow. Forever. Okay, so start your peppers early and you're gonna get an early harvest because y'all see my peppers. Okay, but yes, y'all, so I have peppers in this garden, you know, in this bed right here, and then that's the tomatoes back there, and then I have the peppers here. So you can grow peppers and tomatoes next to each other because they're not gonna affect each other. You know, they both grow tall, especially if you're growing like indeterminate tomatoes. They're not gonna shade each other. They're gonna be just fine. So grow your peppers and tomatoes next to each other. I wouldn't grow in the same bed, but you could grow it, you know, next to each other. So those are plants that you could grow together. And then in the front of my pepper bed, this is just one of the pepper beds, by the way. In the front of this pepper bed, I have some bada boom, bada bam eggplants. So I have about 3 eggplants. I have 1, 2, 3. And they are actually producing, and yes, you can grow peppers and eggplants together in the same bed as well. Of course, you know, be very cognizant of the spacing because both plants grow extremely big. So you want to make sure you are giving them enough spacing, and also making sure that you are fertilizing on a weekly basis, you know, 1 to 2 weeks. You want to make sure that you're very good with your fertilization, especially if you're growing in raised beds and not in the ground, so that all of the plants can get the nutrients it needs, and then one is not stealing more than the other, and they're all equally sharing the nutrients. Because if you don't, one of them can, you know, suck up all of the nutrients, and then the other ones will be left fighting and not growing properly and not giving you all of the harvest that you may need. But y'all, look at how big this eggplant is. This eggplant is huge. Y'all, do y'all see how big this is? Now this is my hand. Y'all, look at this. Oh my gosh. Like, y'all, this thing is so big, and I'm going to weigh it to see how much it weighs because I don't think the camera is doing this justice. This thing is really big, and I was wondering, like, should I harvest now or does this get bigger? Because I don't know if I remember seeing eggplant this big in the store, because this is huge. But anyway, there's another one coming right here on that plant. So there's 2 on that plant right now, but there's a ton more flowers that I see that are popping up that the bees are pollinating. And then there's one on this plant right here. It's still growing, and there are a ton of flowers, and then there's one that's coming right here as well. Plus there are a ton of flowers, so they're doing pretty well. And then I also have some rosemary in here. Y'all know I love growing my food with a ton of herbs. It helps keep the animals out. Plus, it also give it a lot of flavor. But y'all, look at all these peppers. Look at these peppers. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to do something else. It is going to break off. This pepper need a lot of support because it is getting really heavy. OMG. So one of my plan is next year is to do better with the support, because right now I have stakes on them holding them up, but it's not enough. I need better support for them or they're gonna break off, because a lot of them has been breaking off for sure. And I've been picking up pepper here and there because they're just too heavy for its branches. Look at this, y'all. Now, how beautiful is that? Alrighty, y'all, we just saw this side with the peppers, and we have the eggplants right here, and then on this side we have more peppers. So this is another 8x8 bed that I created, that I split in half so we can use 2 separate sides. But I have like a bunch of bell pepper and some habaneros in here, and then I have all habaneros back there. But y'all, here is more of that mini bell pepper, y'all. Look at how beautiful it is, y'all. Whew, I have so many of these peppers. Look at this big old pepper right here, this big old bell pepper. Now, I love green peppers, the way that we cook them, like fried green pepper stew. And then I also love the red bell peppers. I already harvested a ton of the green ones, so I'm waiting for a lot of them to turn red. But I really need to support them because they're all falling, because they're so freaking heavy. It's like a ton of them, and they're huge. But yeah, so in this bed, I have a sunflower here, you know, just to give it some beauty. And then growing your food with sunflower is also really good because it aerates the soil. It brings in all the good pests that your soil needs. So it's not, you know, taking away the nutrients. It's actually, you know, adding some, but you still need to fertilize the way you would do everything else if you're companion planting. But yeah, y'all, so I just have like a bunch of different types of peppers, like, you know, some Thai peppers. They all grow underneath the leaves, so you would think that there's nothing there, but once you lift the leaves up, y'all, you would just see like endless amount of peppers, like endless amount of peppers. These are all like bell peppers and Thai peppers, like you see those right there. And then I have some habaneros right here. So remember how I was telling you guys I have like 2 different types of habaneros, and they all came from the same bag filled with seeds, and for some reason they're like 2 different kinds of habaneros, but I'm about to show you guys the other type. So there you go, here's the other habanero right there. As y'all see, this one is like a little longer than the other one. The other one is like round and it's almost like a spaceship shape. And these are like, they look like the regular bell peppers. So which ones do you guys eat in your country? Which ones do you guys grow in your country? I'm really curious to know where they got all these seeds from, because why do we have 2 different kinds of bell pepper? I wonder why. But yeah, so that's what we have here. And then like I told y'all, we try to maximize all the space, y'all. So we have more Bitterleaf over here that's growing over here as well. And then now we're coming like to the back of my garden, y'all. So this is the extra bell peppers that I couldn't get rid of after I had already sold tons of them, gave tons away, had my garden workshop. These are the ones that are left over, and I have nowhere to put them, so now they're all going into my compost bin. Okay. This is where I get a lot of work done, and in my little wagon, sadly I have all these peppers with nowhere to put it, and y'all see my little compost bin over there. But over here, in this bed, I have more rosemary in here. And then of course, let me show you guys these other Thai peppers that we have here. So these are the other Thai peppers, and these get really big. They get really big and really long. I think I showed you guys the last time when I harvested some. But yeah, y'all, when they say I'm the pepper queen, it's not a joke. And then y'all, in this bed I'm about to show y'all, all the habaneros. I just had a ton more habaneros left, like the way I had all these other peppers left, and I didn't want to get rid of it. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So this bed that I have right here, this is where I had my corn, and I had the okra in here, but the animals kept pulling it up and eating it and doing their thing. I'm like, you know what, whatever. I decided not to grow corn anymore, and then now I grow my okra in the grow bags over there. And then I just decided to put like 1 billion of the habaneros that was left right here, and it is what it is. So we're about to have habaneros galore. And then back here, you know, trying to maximize the space, y'all. Y'all know I don't let no space go unturned, okay? This is the only space that's going to turn, and that's because we need this space right here for all of this extra stuff. But so I went ahead, after the tree fell in my garden. Oh yes, y'all, a tree fell into my garden. If you're new here, a tree fell into my garden. So everything that you guys see here is a miracle that it looks good. But like, there was a huge tree right there, and it literally landed in my entire garden right there. If y'all have not seen that video, I did a video showing you guys the before and after and all that stuff. Whew, it was so stressful, y'all. I feel so blessed and lucky to even have any of this, okay? But yeah, so after the tree fell, this is an extra cattle panel that we had, and I decided to just put it back here and grow more cantaloupes on it because I had a lot of cantaloupe plants left. And then, you know, these extra peppers that I had, I just started lining them up down here, see what happens. So I have a bunch of cantaloupes right here, and then I have a bunch of peppers just growing along right there, y'all. Yeah, we have conquered the garden until I show you guys that part. But yeah, y'all, so this is for the most part the garden. Oh my gosh, look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this. I bet you an animal came and took it from that bed right there and put that in there. But you see, I've been picking up peppers all day. Let me show you guys all the peppers I have in my pocket. I just have a whole bunch of them in my pocket because the animals been doing their thing, and then some of it is just so heavy, so it's been falling on its own, you know. But yes, y'all, this is the garden. This is the inside of the garden, should I say, right here. All right, so let me show you guys the other entrance, because we walked through the one with the grapes. Now we're about to walk through the one with the tomatoes, and then once we're done with that, I'll take you guys to the side, to the fence, the chain link fence, and show you guys all the things I have there. And then we're just gonna keep moving up closer towards the house. Okay, come along. I hope you guys are enjoying this tour. If you are, I need you to let me know in the comments. Okay, if you're enjoying this tour, say more plus more plus more. Alrighty, so this is the other entrance, and y'all, I had a bad case of blight this season, so a lot of my tomatoes were destroyed, as you can see, where a lot of them look like they're dead. I think it's blight, so I need to figure something out with my soil next year and see what is the reason. But yeah, so I have just a bunch of tomatoes growing on this trellis right here, and I have tomatoes growing on both ends. So I have tomatoes growing in that bed, and I have tomatoes and herbs growing in both beds. I always tell you guys, grow your tomato with herbs, especially basil, because tomatoes love basil. They pair very well together and they're so delicious, and it increases the flavor of the tomatoes. So if you want to do that, grow your tomatoes with some herbs. So y'all see, I have some basil in here, and I need to harvest because now it's trying to go to seed. And then I have some, ooh, look at that bee right there. I almost touched it. Lord have mercy. I have some marigolds and some basil in there on that side. And then on this side, I have more tomatoes. So you guys can see, y'all, I'm growing probably like 5 different tomatoes. Don't even ask me. I have no clue. I know I have cherries, sun gold, I have yellow pear, a whole bunch. Okay, Roma. I have what the big tomatoes, beefsteak, big red, all of the above. In here, I have a lot of herbs. I have some basil. I had some parsley, and I had cilantro in here. It already went to seed because it's too hot for that. So these are all the seeds, and you guys are going to find all these seeds in my Etsy store. And then I have some oregano, y'all. Look at all this oregano. Ooh, it is so much. I need to harvest that oregano. And then, of course, you guys see I have more strawberries in here. As we pan over here to the herb garden, I have some mint in this grow bag here, and then for some reason a tomato volunteered itself in this bag. I don't know why, but tomatoes want to be everywhere. But in here, y'all, I thought I was growing a bunch of herbs. Come to find out, they were arugula, and I thought it was a bunch of herbs that I started, so I have no clue how arugula seeds got in here. I'm still confused to this day, but a whole bunch of arugula I was growing in here, and I thought I was growing sage. Lord have mercy. And then I have some dill in here. I have a bunch of stuff that's already went to seed, like cilantro and parsley. And then I have some more basil in here. And then I have some marigolds in here. And then back there, I have some lavender in the back of this. Next year, this is going to be much more cleaner, I promise. This year, it looked a mess. Last year was wonderful. This year, it just looked terrible. But next year, it's going to get better. Okay. And then in the front here, y'all, I have more pepper. Shocker. So I have 2 habanero plants, you know, here, and I was telling you guys the 2 different habaneros. So I have these spaceship looking ones. They're so freaking cute. I can't wait to see what they taste like. And then I have these ones right here, and they are all producing, and I'm gonna wait till they turn red or different colors, orange and things like that, and then harvest it. And then next to it, which is where my Grape Arbor is, the other entrance, I have more peppers. These are bell peppers. I have an orange bell pepper here that's turning orange right now, and then this other pepper and more pepper. More pepper or whatever. That is the tour of the garden, y'all, of the main garden. Those are all the things that we have in there. So comment below and let me know what's your favorite thing in the actual garden. Okay, that's the end of the tour for the main garden. Okay, so you guys let me know what's your favorite thing in the main garden. This is where everything is supposed to be. Now let's show you things where they're not supposed to be. Everything was supposed to be here, but because when you are a gardener, you become addicted to gardening, so now you try to find places and spaces to put things in, and that's what I have done. So every nook and cranny has something in it in my backyard without jeopardizing the space my children need to play, and when we have guests, for them to have somewhere to sit outside. So with that in mind, let me show you what I've done to the best of my ability to maximize the square footage of my backyard without interrupting, you know, the space for my children to play and to have a sitting area for entertainment. Okay, come along, y'all. I have a chain link fence and I have a ton of things growing on it, so come along, let me show you guys what I got going on it. So over here I have some jute leaf, and y'all, I told y'all they look sad because they need water. Today was a hot day, and what's crazy is I watered these yesterday, but oh well. But yeah, so I have some jute leaf. They're so delicious. They're like spinach but a little slimier, or it draws a little bit, so it's very delicious. And then over here in this grow bag right here, I have some marigolds growing in here, but then I also have big old bitter ball plants. Bitter ball, also known as garden eggs in different countries. This is what that plant is. This is what it looks like. It will get just a little bit bigger, and it's kind of bitter a little bit. That's why it's called bitter ball, but it's yummy. And then I have another bed here filled with bitter ball, so it's more of that plant, but they're in this bed right here. And then I'm growing a ton of it because that's what my family eats. It's one of the main foods that we eat. And then as we go along the fence, by the way, y'all see that grape plant? It has started coming all along the fence. If I allow it, it will go all the way down, but I've been cutting it because I don't want it to go all the way down because I have other things that I got growing on this fence. Okay. I have another bitter ball plant in here, and then I have some marigolds grown in the same grow bag, and this is a 5-gallon grow bag, just in case you're wondering. A lot of the peppers and things that I have back here, they're in 5 to 10-gallon grow bags. And then over here I have more bitter ball plants in this bed, and then I have a big old marigold, beautiful flower in this bed with it. So I have bitter ball in half of it, and then I have eggplant in the other half. And bitter ball is really like a smaller eggplant anyway, so they're great companion plants. Just make sure you're fertilizing so nutrients isn't sucked out of one versus the other, and they're all equally, you know, getting their nutrients. Okay. And then as we go along the fence, y'all already know what this is, right? I have my beautiful watermelon. So I have my watermelon growing in this, I believe this is a 20 to 25-gallon grow bag. And then I have some marigolds in here to help deter the animals, even though the bunnies keep coming in here and eating my watermelon. Like you guys see right here, that's the job of a bunny. It ate all the heads of my watermelon plant. But just remember, y'all, I'm growing everything vertically, right? So I'm growing my watermelon vertically, and I have it in like a little hammock that I created. I have a video showing you guys how I did this as well, just in case you're interested. But yeah, so I have it growing along this fence right here. Now, it didn't really do that well this year. I should have like at least 5 to 10 watermelons that's that size right now, but the soil wasn't a great soil this year. So lesson learned. We'll talk more about it in another video when I'm giving you guys like an update on this actual plant. That's what I have grown on here. Here's another little one, but I don't think that one is going to be successful, but it's cool. That's the reason why I cut the grapes, so it doesn't continue to grow, because I'm growing my watermelon on this fence right here. And then I have another bag, so I leave like a good amount of space for the watermelon to grow because it will spread that far. And then I have another watermelon plant in here that's growing, but the bunnies will not allow it to be great. And I'm actually about to start having some bunny stew because they won't let my watermelon live. I did not have this issue last year, so I don't understand like why now, like you see right here, they have been eating the watermelon. I don't understand, like they didn't do this last year. Last year they were into something else. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Ooh, here's the watermelon right there. All right, y'all, as we go along the fence, I have some strawberries in here. And then in this bag right here, I have Luffa, and they're growing along the fence. And like I said, I didn't have the greatest soil this year, so things didn't grow as great as I wanted them to like last year, but they're slowly getting there. I haven't seen any female flower. We shall see if we'll have any female flowers, but that's it right here, y'all. Loofahs, they really grow a lot and really big, so I'm giving it like all this space right here to allow it to stretch. So as you can see, from the garden all the way down there, and all these plants that pretty much vine. If you could tell, like a lot of the plants that vine, I got it growing on the fence, which also gives it like a good little privacy. By the end of this month, going into September, a lot of the fence is going to be filled up with leaves, and it's just going to be so pretty like last year. And then over here, because I did not want to get rid of all the extra tomatoes that I had, I put a lot of them going across the fence right here. So I have tomatoes growing all on this fence, and I just planted them in here about, I think 2 weeks ago. I transplanted them. I have plants growing all along this fence. We don't leave any stone unturned. No space is going to be left unturned, okay? We use every space back here while still keeping some space for the kids to play and for us to have guests. All right, y'all, so now as we're going back here, so this is like a little sitting area. I have some plants growing here. So this is a lemon plant that I brought back to life. I got this from like a show, one of those little farmers market, and they were selling it for like $5 because it needed a lot of help and rehabilitation. And I was like, I'll take care of it, okay? Because one of these plants, they're like $35 to $40 at the store. So I was like, give it to me, I'll figure it out and I'll do what I need to do. And baby, when I tell you, this plant was looking terrible when I first bought it, and now it is looking so beautiful. I am actually going to bring it inside of the house during fall and let it grow in there until next year come spring, and I'll bring it back outside. But remember how I was telling y'all, we have strawberries everywhere, y'all. Look at all these strawberries. These are all strawberries, y'all. All strawberries growing right here. All strawberries. All these strawberry flowers, they're coming. Some of them are red, and these are all my kids' strawberries, so I'm gonna let them come and harvest it. Actually, I'll just harvest this one just to get it off the vine before these animals. So last year I transplanted some cucumbers and squash, and it didn't do well. I got about like 2 or 3 squash because of those nasty squash bugs. And then the cucumbers, I only got 1 cucumber, and it was just so hot last year, so I felt like there wasn't any female flowers that came. Last year I transplanted in May. I did something different this year. Direct sowed them this year at the beginning of August. This is what they look like right now. They don't look the best. What in the world is this? What is that bug? And it looked like they're fighting or something going on over here, but they don't look the best. I'm going to let them grow vertically as well, so that's something that I need to do because they have already started to vine. I see their little tendrils shooting out. They want to grab onto something, which is going to help them grow even more healthily once they can attach to something and grow vertically. So I have 3 cucumber plants in here. I'm probably going to get rid of that one and just let it be 2 cucumber plants. And then this is just an experiment to see if this is going to grow. Cucumbers, time from seed to harvest is about 70 days, 60 to 70 days. So we're in August, and then September, beginning of October is kind of warm in my area. So, you know, I'm in Maryland, zone 8A. I'm hoping that the weather is going to be decent up into October, so we'll see if I get any harvest at all. But this was just an experiment to see. I probably should have started the seeds last month and then let them start growing into August. But oh well, I was exhausted. I barely had space for these things to grow anyway. This pot is what I keep on my patio to grow my lettuce. I grow lettuce in both of these pots on my patio so it can stay away from the sun, doesn't, you know, go to seed quickly. So in the beginning of spring, that's where I grow my lettuce. And since, you know, the lettuce already went to seed, which is what these are, it's from the lettuce. So I was like, well, I have 2 pots that's empty. Let me, throw these seeds in here and see what happens. That's what I did. And this is the squash right here. I just had 1 squash seed in here. So I got the squash in here. And then I have the cucumbers in here. So I'll let you guys know how it go. Give y'all an update in the next few weeks and see how it's going. So that's what we have right there. And then back here, I have more peppers. So these are like the mini peppers. You already know the mini bell peppers. I was just finding any little flower pot I had, I was finding to put plants in them. So that's what this situation is. Down to this right here, like you'll see these little things, they have flowers in them that I purchased from the store. So these little flower pots, they're super tiny. I have peppers in them as well. And I just did not want to get rid of my pepper shaw, so I grew it. I'm just growing in everything I possibly could. And if I have more of those small pots and soil, I will be growing the rest of those peppers back there. But your girl is tired, okay? But all right, so as we go around this area, I have more peppers in grow bags that I have sitting here. These are all bell peppers and some Thai peppers. A lot of them are mini bell peppers that's growing here, still doing their thing. And for the most part, these ones I transplanted like recently, like a couple of weeks ago, versus the other ones in the garden that I transplanted in May. A lot of these were transplanted like a couple of weeks ago because I was just looking for places to put all the extra peppers. But yeah, so more peppers here. So this is closer to the house now. So I created like a little area here where I could still have like a little mini pepper garden, but still have, the grill and stuff. Try to maximize the space, okay? But when you grow food in grow bags, I'm trying to tell y'all can create like your own mini garden, and you can maximize on the space with having these grow bags because first of all, they're round, so they can fit in peculiar spaces, and you could create your own little thing going on, okay? So I have about 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually 9 here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 here. So those are 10-gallon grow bags right here. And in the 10-gallon grow bags, I have about 3 to 4 peppers in there. I wouldn't advise you doing that. Remember, a lot of the peppers and stuff that I have down here in these grow bags, there are peppers that they were the extra ones that I did not want to throw into the compost. Remember, I told you guys I just try to throw as many peppers in places that they probably don't even belong in, just because I just didn't want to get rid of them because I grew too many. So that's why a lot of the plants that you see down here, and even the ones that I showed you guys over there, I have multiples in one grow bag. If you're growing peppers in like a 10-gallon grow bag, I think the max should be 2, but I have like 4 in one grow bag here. And I'm like, whatever, pepper's still gonna grow, it's just not gonna grow as big. And so that's the reason why you want the max to be like 1 or 2 in like a 10-gallon grow bag. You don't want more than that. If you want like the really big peppers, if you wanted to grow and have tons of harvest, I wouldn't advise this, but I could do it because I already have millions of peppers that are growing on their own. And so all of the extras, I just put them in here and I'm gonna let them do their thing. That's what I have here. And a lot of these, they haven't like grown, super big yet, but they're coming because I transplanted these a couple of weeks ago. So they still are producing because remember, I started the plants in February, so they're mature enough to start producing. So once it went into like something bigger, it was already producing peppers while it was in this the cup container where I had the seedlings in. They were already producing peppers in there. Once I transplanted them, they started coming, the flowers started coming. So I'm gonna be getting a lot of peppers very soon. I already am, but yep. So everything on this side is all sweet peppers. I don't have like any hot pepper here. So here are some other bell peppers. These are like the long ones and they are getting pretty big. Here's another mini one right here. And then remember, I told you that this is a pallet that I have my grow bags sitting on. So just so you guys know, last year I did not have any grow bag up front here because I was trying not to turn my entire backyard into a garden. But it slowly is turning into that. So I only had that back there. As you guys can see, the pallets, I have pallets back there, and then the pallets over there that the bags are sitting on because that was just where it was supposed to be. So last year we didn't have any of this here. We didn't have any of those peppers surrounding the sitting area. The only thing we had was things growing on the fence over there in the actual garden. But I'm telling y'all, gardening is so addictive. So It's a great addiction because it brings me a lot of peace and tranquility. This is my therapy, so I don't mind it, but it can definitely get out of control if you don't know how to contain yourself. Because every time in the beginning of garden season, I go to the store and I want to grow everything. I buy all the seeds. Y'all, it's ridiculous. But yeah, y'all, so in this little area here, I have about 2, 4, 6. I have 6 10-gallon grow bag in here, and they just have a bunch of peppers on them. You know, like I said, these are the mini ones. I have some flowers in here. These are more mini peppers. Look at them. There's so many, y'all. So many. It is a lot. I definitely need to come and stake them. And then back here is the bigger one, and I see some turning red. Then I see the really big green one right here. Oh my gosh, that one is really big. Let me take you guys back there so y'all can see the grand finale. Alrighty, y'all, so as we come back here, we have a ton more peppers. So by the way, I harvested a ton of these peppers already. If y'all missed my last video, I did an epic harvest where I harvested definitely over 30 peppers for sure. It was a lot. So a lot of these may not have pepper on them because I harvested them. But I still have a ton more, like a ton more big ones and a ton more little ones that are coming. You can see back here I have some turning red, which I'm really excited about because I really want the red ones. They're so delicious. They are magically delicious. See some really big ones here. Oh, I thought I saw some big ones, but I see some right there. They're hiding. Oh, they match the leaves. So got more peppers growing over here. Right here, look at these babies. I'm gonna let them turn red. And then in this bag over here, y'all, I have another Luffa plant. So this is a Luffa plant. It's growing in here. It's a 30-gallon grow bag, and I have it growing all on a banister here, and it's growing on this thing back here that I put back here. It's like a little trellis that I created last year to allow like my sweet potato leaves to grow on. I have sweet potatoes growing in here, some grow bags, and then I allowed the leaves to grow all over here. So it was like a little flower wall, and I eat the sweet potato leaves, so I just had them here and was snipping it whenever I wanted to harvest to cook. And then in this bag, y'all, I just threw in a pepper in here. This pepper do not belong in here, okay? But I needed somewhere to put more peppers. I wish I could put 10 more peppers in there. Y'all, that's it, y'all. Ooh, child. Ooh, we made it, y'all. We made it. Let's get some water, because this weather is not for the weak. That was good. But all right, y'all, we made it, y'all. We made it. You guys have seen the entire garden. That was a grand garden tour. I've never given you guys a grand garden tour where I take you guys to see everything that I'm actually growing in my garden. And that was it. Did you enjoy it? Do you feel inspired to grow something? Do you feel inspired to sow something and grow something next year? Because we need to be growing our own food. It is extremely therapeutic, but it is also going to save you a lot of money. You know what you're growing, you know what you're feeding your family. I mean, the benefits are just endless. And so I'm just here to encourage you to grow your own food. Sow something and grow something, okay? I really enjoyed being here with y'all. I really enjoyed this garden tour. It made me realize, like, girl, you're doing too much, okay? Miss Pepper Queen. Okay, that's how it's from. I was like, Lord Jesus, I'm about to show them another pepper plant. You're probably tired of all the peppers I got in this garden. But anyway, that's about it, y'all. I will go more in detail about each plant, give y'all statuses on them. I actually need to harvest. I know y'all saw all the tomatoes that are red. They need to get taken down before the garden gangsters go back there and start taking a bite out of them and then just leaving it on the stem for whoever else that may want the rest. That's about it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope y'all enjoyed the tour. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite part. Let me know in the comments what you want to see me grow next year. Let me know in the comments what questions that you may have for me. And also let me know in the comments what video y'all want me to make for y'all. I have a lot of vlogs coming for y'all. Remember, I did a garden workshop this year. I still have to drop that for y'all. And then I did a garden and play for the kids. I still have to drop that vlog for y'all. And then I have a Liberian vlog that I have been dreading just to edit for a long time, because it was a vlog when I went to Liberia about 3 years ago. My grandmother passed away, and I just vlogged my entire trip of going back to her home, where her family lives, like her family land, and burying her and just seeing family. It was quite an emotional trip because we were going to lay my grandmother to rest, but it was also a very beautiful trip that inspired me to really garden and to just put myself in nature, because when I went on that trip I felt so at peace. Like, I've never felt so much peace ever, honestly. And I thought it was going to be a trip filled with sadness, but it was a trip filled with love and a lot of awakeness, and it just brought me a lot of peace. I've never felt a peace, like literally, what did Tim say? This is the peace that you cannot buy. When I was in Liberia, it was like literally the peace that you cannot buy. And it just gave me so much inspiration to do what I'm doing right now, you know, just sharing my garden with you all, teaching you how to grow your own food, and just sharing all of the knowledge that I've gained over the past few years of what I've learned, and I'm still learning. Stay tuned for that vlog. It is definitely coming soon, and I am gonna post one of them. It's gonna be like a series because I was there for like almost a month, so I have a lot of footage, so there'll be multiple parts of that vlog, but you guys definitely have one coming soon for sure. Oh my gosh, and I totally forgot, I have the other vlog of when I went to the YouTube Creators Collective event. I have to give you guys that vlog as well. So here's one other thing, right? I was just wondering if I should create another channel where I just post my vlogs and then just let this channel be for you guys that love gardening and, you know, garden to table, cooking and things like that. So y'all let me know if I should post my vlogs somewhere else and just keep this channel for gardening and cooking. So let me know what you guys want, because I'm here for y'all. All right, but those vlogs are really exciting, so I'm really excited to create them for you guys. But all right, y'all, if you guys love this video, go ahead and like it. All right, show your girl some support and like the video. Comment below, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed. And if you liked any of the things that you see in my garden, such as the seeds for these things that I grew, such as the grow bags, such as the Vego Garden raised bed that I have my cantaloupes in, whatever it is that you see in this garden that you like and love, I have them all linked below. So in my Amazon store, I have grow bags and all of the garden essentials that you may need. And then of course the Vego Garden raised bed, I have a 10% discount for you guys using my code MYN10 on the Vego Garden website, but I do have the link below. Please make sure you click that link to go to their website and use my code if you do choose to purchase anything from there. It doesn't only have to be the raised bed. I have the seeds on my Etsy store and they're on sale right now, so take advantage of the sale, okay? Because I will be replenishing these seeds next year with all of the seeds from this year, okay? They're going on the site next year. But yeah, so I have a lot in store for y'all. I know we're supposed to be going live, but y'all see how busy I am, right? Y'all see all this? And I still gotta water. Oof, and harvest. But Lord, I am not complaining. I am grateful. I feel blessed. And I feel blessed for you guys. Thank you guys for watching my video. Thanks for all of the love. I see all of it. I appreciate you all, okay? That's it, and that's all, y'all. Do y'all like the garden tour fit? If you do, I might have something special for you coming soon. Anyway, we're done. Thanks for being here with me, and if you did watch till the end, I need you to write MVP in the comments, okay? Don't write MVP as soon as you start watching a video, because some of you guys do that. As soon as you turn the video on, you write MVP in the comments. You did not watch the entire video, okay? Trust me, I know who watched the entire video because I have analytics. But if you reach the end of the video, definitely go ahead and write MVP in the comments so I can show you all the love, because I appreciate you for supporting me in that way. All right, alrighty, y'all, I love you guys. Remember, you are exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. Happy gardening. Bye, y'all. And remember, y'all, if you're looking for organic heirloom seeds, go ahead in the description of this video and grab your pack of seeds in my Etsy store and get your garden popping. Bye, y'all. Happy gardening. Luxurious body butter is packed with all natural skin loving ingredients such as cocoa butter, coconut oil, shea butter, vitamin E oil, and baobab oil. Whipped to perfection, it is lightly made to be easily absorbed into the skin without clogging your pores. This body butter is free of parabens, sulfates, and synthetic fragrances. Your new bestie.